Alliances and rivalries.
Coming into this season, I feel like I'm the wild card. It's MS7, then there's TLWL. I'm part of TLWL, but I don't really speak to all of them, so I'm the wild card. Let's see what happens. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
I have aligned myself with a lot of powerful people in the game, which is nothing I can actually complain about. When it comes to like specific groups like MF7, the Avengers. I mean, I'm a part of the Avengers. I hope we can end up working together again.
I think alliances could go either way. They're definitely good for the beginning of the game, but as you know, the game gets thinner and people go home, obviously people have to turn. That's kind of just how the game works. There isn't, 7 winners.
I'm very much interested in the rookies, like the CT, the Jalen, the Kevins. I would love to formulate a rookie revolution with me being the crown king, the only veteran that they work with. But also I have a really good relationship with Clayton on the guy's side. So it's gonna be really interesting on the guy's side.
I don't know if I'm gonna be solo because I love people, but also this is a competition, so it's like, how loyal is loyal?
Without numbers, you're solo, and if you're solo, you're going to be one of the first few names called out. So I think having connections to people and really trying to form an alliance and a bond with people is going to be most important.
Last season, I didn't really have any alliances that were super solid, and that caused me to go into a bunch of eliminations. So, getting those alliances, that can keep you out of those eliminations and help you get a little bit of an easier road.
I definitely have several allies in the game. I have to say Kristen, Janice, John, Deja, and CT are my allies going into this game. Unfortunately, we don't know how the format's going to work, but I definitely want to look out for them, and I hope that they're going to look out for me as well going into the season.
I don't have an alliance currently, but I would say that the closest people in this game to me are probably the people playing from MF7, so Shayna, John, Easy, and Deja. I would like to work with them, but I'm not counting on working with anybody, so right now I'm solo and we'll see if I form alliances.
It has been argued a lot in the past couple of seasons that alliances kind of ultimately run how the competition is formatted going forward. And we all know that the MF7 people, there's gonna be the majority of them at some point. Therefore, you must immediately kind of create your own alliances to kind of fight the big bad.
I'm definitely gonna be working with MF7 to a certain extent, but I'm just gonna make sure that I do what's not expected and kind of just flip-flop my way through whatever I need to do to make sure I win.
Alliances to me cannot be interchangeable because how does that look? Like you look like a flip-flopper, and that's not what we're about to do here. So yeah, to me, alliances play a big role. I have my own alliance and I'm riding with them to the end, or as far as we can.
Of course I have MF7, so I got whoever in MF7 is in the challenge. I always got their back. I do have a number one. He proved it last year in Mike. But like I say, when it comes to challenge, things may change and people may flip. So, it's just be aware of your surroundings.
My number one would obviously be the 7 because obviously we're the 7, we have each other's back. But I think going into this game, I definitely want somebody who is also an underdog with me. So I'm going to say Easy as my number 1.
This season, I don't have a number 1. I don't really have a cousin or a friend in the game. So my number 1 would be probably my partner.
My alliance would definitely be a mix of MF7 plus the clique, as everyone loved to call us, because they hated that they weren't us. But yeah, as far as everybody else goes, my number 1s are definitely Damaris and JT, because I am closest with them out of the game. So let's just see how this plays out.
My number 1 in this game is definitely gonna be Kevin, my boyfriend.
My number 1 is my number 1 bad bitch, Janice, fake accents, bullies, the whole 9.
I would say my number 1 is my girl Kristen. Since last season, we have become so close. That's my best friend, and I don't know if there's anything that could make me say her name. I really don't think there is. That's my girl, and I'm riding for her.
My number one is obviously going to be my boy Lance. He's my ride or die in this game. However, he has a lot of baggage and I do not want to be associated with it. Ultimately, I'm not afraid to work with any big threats. I want to work with threats because I myself am a threat.
I wouldn't necessarily say I have any rivals because I'm a rookie, but I definitely have some people that I may or may have not talked about on Instagram. And I'm sure they're coming for me, so I'm just prepared for everything. I want all smoke.
I know last season a lot of Rivalry came out afterwards, after the game finished and aired. But I think so far, I love the Rivalry for Dre Media.
I don't want to be part of any rivalry. Like, I don't want any problems with anybody because I saw how personal people take it and how they take it outside of the game. But I'm not a confrontational person, but I know if someone was to say something to me, Tobias would say something.
I like rivalries in general. I think it's what makes the game, the competition better. The deeper the hate or the deeper the feeling to beat someone, the better the result and the better the reaction. So I love rivalries.
My rivalries, honestly, truthfully, would be everyone. Because everyone failed me last season. And even though I do have number ones and I do have alliances, I do not trust anyone. I will be fake as fuck this season. All the laughs, all the giggles, all the smiles are going to be absolutely 100% acting. It's, you know, I'm coming in for blood. I'm coming in for the win. And whatever you see, like you see little friendships, just know like it may be true, it may be real, but it also may be fake and for the game.